Nats, Astros, Lance McCullers on a big league mound in a competitive environment for the first time since Game 3 of the 2022 World Series, taking on the Nationals. Gets the ground out there, then he hits Dylan Cruz. What did you make of McCullers Jr. today?
No, I thought it was a good first step. He even talked about after, there was definitely some nerves there for him, overthrowing that curveball a little bit that hits him. But, he threw some really good changeups, so it should have gotten the double play right there. But overall, I thought he looked okay. And I think for him, it was more about getting out there and getting it out of the way.
Yeah, Josh Bell lines out to Jeremy Pena to end the inning. 13 pitches in all for Lance McCullers. Jose Altuve, that's extra bases. Dylan Cruz lays out but can't make the catch. It's a double for Altuve, and then Jeremy Pena. He's been swinging a hot bat.
I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a real big year.
I'd like the sound of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little on and off last year. A little hot streak, a little down streak, but I think overall, I think he's going to have a really good season.
Well, look, I mean, Lance McCullers has missed 3 full seasons, most recently 23 and 24, and in 2022, he missed a chunk of time. It wasn't Tommy John. It was a removal of a bone spur near the ligament. But I can't imagine what that must have been like for him to make that first step. He must be thrilled with what he saw and what he was able to produce.
Yeah, that's a long road back right there. And you're talking about 2 years right there. You're just watching baseball, trying to figure out a way to get back on the mound. And even on those innings where he's healthy, when he's out there pitching for the Astros, and he's thrown some of the biggest pitches for that organization over the course of his career, he's been extremely effective with all those breaking balls and changeups he throws.
I mean, look at this. This is going to give you some context on how long it's been. He hasn't had to pitch with the pitch clock or the larger bases. None of those things were in effect when he pitched in 2022. And look at the players since McCullers last pitched in the World Series against the Phillies in 2022. Look at some of the players that have debuted in the bigs. De La Cruz, Butler, Mason Miller, Yamamoto, Jackson Merrill. So I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you can expect from McCullers. I mean, other than that, you hope he's healthy and able to go.
Yeah, I think if you're the Astros, you plan like you're without him.
Yeah.
And then whatever he gives you is icing on the cake right there, because that's just like an extra acquisition. At whatever point in time over the course of the year you think he's ready to make a next step and contribute with the major league team, because at least if I'm at the Astros, that's the way I'm looking at it, because what he can give you is definitely something of a difference maker on the mound to get some big outs at crucial times. But you're not planning for him to be there for that whole time, and whatever you get from him is gravy.
Yeah. And this tweet here concerning Freddie Freeman, remember he got scratched right before Game 1, said during his last round of BP, he felt some discomfort in the same area of ribs he hurt during last year's playoffs. He said this is much less severe, still lobbied to play today, said there's a 75% chance he's back in tomorrow, depending on how he feels. And looking ahead to Game 2 of this Tokyo series, Roki Sasaki, Justin Steele, that is your pitching matchup on the mound between the Cubs and the Dodgers. I have a feeling, and my gut says Freddie won't play.
Probably not. Just, after this game, then, you're back to spring training, getting ready for the regular season. So more than likely he doesn't, just not to push it. But, it sounds like it's nothing that serious. This is more precautionary. If it was probably the regular season, he's probably playing.
Yeah.
If it was,
it was a postseason game for sure.
Absolutely. But it's something obviously he's dealt with, so he knows what he needs to do to kind of get it right. But I've never dealt with any sort of rib injury like that, so I'm not sure how that feels. But I'm not too worried about it. It seems like Freddie's not too worried about it either, but more precautionary than anything else.
So Roki Sasaki makes his major league debut. 23 years old, 136 days, youngest Japanese-born player in Major League Baseball since Junichi Tozawa in 2009. He'll be going against Justin Steele, who last year had an ERA of just over 3. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on Sasaki just because it's going to be his debut. What are you looking for from him tomorrow?
Yeah, his debut in Japan, the nerves are definitely going to be there. So, mainly I'll be looking for how does he control himself, although he has pitched in big games before and has had tremendous success already in his young career. But he's got 3+ pitches. I mean, and that splitter is probably as nasty of a pitch as you'll see in baseball in Japan and in the United States. I'm expecting the Cubs to try to jump on him early, hone in on that fastball, because you don't want to get to that splitter or even that slider. You got 3+ pitches there from him.
So you think that the Cubs will be attacking early in the count, looking to get some early swings on the fastball?
I would expect them to be aggressive, especially on the fastball in the zone, especially at the top of the zone, because you don't want to get to 2 strikes to get to that splitter right there. So it'll be interesting to see the cat and mouse game between the hitters and Sasaki. But also not just in this game, but I think over the course of the year, just seeing how the Dodgers, manage him over the course of the year.
On the flip side, Justin Steele started last season very slowly, but his ERA from Memorial Day on was 2.47. So he's obviously looking to continue that momentum in his first start of 2025.